Well, in our last devotional together, we talked about the fact that if we will trust Jesus, everything begins and ends with that in the Christian life, trusting Jesus. If we will trust Him, that we're going to have a river of love that is flowing from us towards others, whether they're easy to love or difficult to love. Jesus said in John 7:38, "He who believes in me, out of his heart will flow rivers of living water." Again, rivers are things that are strong and powerful and overcoming, and that's just full of life and energy. And and we've all have been in rivers, and we've stood by rivers and see those rivers run, and just the strength that a river has. And what I'm wanting to do in some of these devotionals is to focus on it was Oswald Chambers, I believe, who used this expression, an inexhaustible supply of everything that we need will be coming from us if we're trusting in Jesus, if we're abiding in Him. He's going to produce that, and it's never going to run out. It's never going to stop. So last time we talked about love, and this time I want to talk about joy. Did you know that if you're trusting in Jesus, you're going to have a river of joy coming out of you that will never exhaust itself, that will never go away, that will never run dry? Now you may, and we do, physically get tired, and we have to rest and sleep, and our bodies have to be recharged. But did you know, if you're trusting in Jesus, your joy should never run dry. You should never get tired. You know, your joy, the joy part of you, should never get tired. And so that's what Jesus said. He said, that He gives us His joy. That's part of that river that's flowing out of us. Not only His love, but His joy. He's producing that joy in our lives. And so I guess I should ask you today, at this time in your life, would you say that you're joyful or not so much? You're happy. One of my favorite verses in the Psalms, I read it the other day, Psalm 4:7, the psalmist said, "You have put gladness in my heart." And when I read that verse the other day, I thought, now God, you've done that for me too. I mean, you have put gladness in my heart. I mean, my life is not perfect, just like nobody's life is perfect. So it's not like I'm glad because everything is just perfect in my little world. I mean, nobody has a perfect little world, but I'll tell you what I do have. I have joy in my heart that is from Jesus. He's put gladness in my heart. I'm glad I'm saved. I'm glad I know I'm saved. I'm glad I have a reason to get up every morning. I'm glad I've got a purpose in my life. I'm glad God's called me into the ministry. I'm glad He's kept me in the ministry all these years. I'm glad He's given me a great church to serve Him at and in, and great people to work with. And I'm thankful for my health. I'm just thankful for everything God's given me. And so He's put gladness in my heart. And so I can say this, when I'm abiding in Jesus, remember what He said? He said, "He who believes in me, out of his heart will flow rivers of living water." And part of that river is joy. Not only love, but joy. And so today, if your joy has run dry and you're just not as happy and joyful as you want to be and as you know you ought to be, I'll tell you how to fix that. Refocus your mind off of your problems, off of your circumstances, off of your fears, off of your worries, off of whatever it is that's overwhelming you. Get your focus off of all that. And do what the old song says, turn your eyes upon Jesus. And if you'll put your eyes on Jesus, you're going to be believing in Him and trusting in Him. And now your focus is clear. Now you've got 20/20 vision spiritually. And if you'll do that, here's what you're going to find. You're going to find a river and even rivers of living water flowing out of you. And part of that is joy. And so trust Jesus today and let Him put that joy in your heart. Let Him put that gladness in your heart, and let it be like a mighty river flowing from you. That, you know what you want to do? You want to become the happiest person you know. And the way to be the happiest person you know is to trust Jesus with all of your heart. Have a great day. We'll pick up here next time.